Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
By now, you certainly know that Instagram is a social media platform that is arguably the most important platform to establish your brand and business as we head into the future. Understanding that growing a following is simply what the world tells you is important, but in actuality is purely vanity with very little results. And that's why we have come to really appreciate and endorse Michelle Berman with the Instagram Power Method, who teaches you how to actually connect with ideal clients and attract them to you without having to sell. Michelle comes from a place of practicing what she preaches, as she has built her business 100% through organic Instagram leads. Everything is rooted in sales psychology and conversation based on tapping into the brains of your ideal client. Vanity metrics are for, well, vanity. Go connect with Michelle today. Check out powermethodmasterclass.com. That's powermethodmasterclass.com, and be prepared to change your business's life.
You are in for a treat this week as we share a segment from our second Social Genius virtual event where Joshua Moore, the ginger marketer, all the way from Manchester, England, shared awesome tips for generating, capturing leads, and optimizing growth and performance on TikTok. Just had a new friend show up.
Dude, and surprise. What's up, Joshua?
Hey, I wasn't sure if people could see me. I've just been listening to you guys go. So I was like, can you see me? Can you not see me?
No, we can see you.
You seem to be in the flow, you two, talking, and it seemed quite passionate about what you're talking about. So I didn't want to interrupt.
We appreciate that, man. And I tell you, we've had 3 guests up until now. We did London, Austin, and then just Glenda, and all 3 absolutely amazing. We knew the first 2 really well. Glenda, that's the first time we've interviewed her. And this is the first time we've ever actually met Joshua. And I don't think he really goes by Joshua too often. I believe he goes by the Ginger Marketer. And if you guys don't follow him, so first of all, there's your tip. So as you're following along on behind the scenes, go to your TikTok at Ginger Marketer. On Instagram, it's the Ginger Marketer. I actually tagged the wrong person, Joshua, in one of my posts until I realized it. There's another guy that with ginger hair and a beard and everything, and I was like, damn, I screwed that up, and then I found you. But this is going to be great because what you're doing is a lot of education and a lot of edutainment, and you're using what God gave you to really make yourself stand out. And so we're really excited to meet you today and get to interview you today. But let's start with, tell us who the hell you are, because we don't know you that well. You were introduced to us by Austin. So why don't you tell our audience who you are, what you do, and then we'll get deep into some questions.
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Jeff. It's good to be here. And hello to everyone that is 236 people of this here as well. So I'll give you a brief rundown. Yes, I go by Josh, but also I go by, I guess you kind of classify it as like the superhero, which is Ginger Marketer. You can kind of like see where it comes from, right, with the ginger hair, and it's quite interesting. I just tuned in. It's Tristan, what sets you and what stands you apart. And that could be something physical, right? It could be knowledge. It could be, again, like a superpower that you have in terms of knowledge. But yeah, so ultimately I joined TikTok first lockdown, and saw a big niche or a big gap in the market of like, what is no one else doing on TikTok? We've got all of these millions of hundreds of thousands of people downloading this app in lockdown, nothing else to do. But there was no one there that was actually helping people. Like, how do you use the app? What is content creation? How do you find your audience? How do you use hashtags? So I just thought, right, identify that gap in the market, and I'm just going to create content that just educates and just informs and helps people, because they needed a lot of help anyway to understand. Because when people understand how to do something, that becomes a lot more of an enjoyable experience. So then I focused on really doubling down, because when I was learning things, I'm creating content to help people learn things, and over time that's developed into like crazy. I think we're up to like 830,000 followers now in just that kind of like 14, 15, 16 months on TikTok. And what I do is I help people better understand how they can market themselves on TikTok, how they can build authority, how they can be seen as that expert in their space, and then also how they can create content that's going to really get the engagement, get the views, and get the followers that's going to help them better serve their audience, help them kind of help them to overcome their audience's pain points, help them reach their desires, and really kind of transform their own followers' lives as well. So brief snapshot. I don't tend to practice my backstory too much, but hopefully that gives you a bit of an example and a bit of history of what I'm about and what I'm aiming to do with my TikTok account and how I'm helping others as well.
Dude, where are you located right now?
I'm east of the UK, but I've traveled. So I've lived in Australia, I've lived in all different parts of Europe. So in the UK, but that's why the accent. Some people think South Africa. Some people, when I have calls with coaches, students think I'm US. Some people think I'm Australian. Some people think I'm Norwegian, but I'm calling from the UK.
Nice. I love that, man. I've been following you for a little bit, and I love the content that you provide. What made you decide to go to that niche? Because a lot of us that are listening and business owners were like, well, I don't know what to do. Did you just go out and try a whole bunch of stuff, or did you know from the very beginning, that's what I'm going to do?
No, so this is probably, I'd say this is not, if not my third, my fourth TikTok account. So before that, I was actually traveling, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do like this traveling type content, one of those, like in the Asia kind of lifestyle. It didn't really work out, but my background is marketing, sales, personal branding, social media. I was like, well, how can I kind of encapsulate and bring that all together? And it was just, I just realized that it was people doing like these trend alerts and talking about high level things around Instagram, Facebook, the more popular social media channels, but there was no one that was really focusing on just helping people on TikTok, for serving those people who are on the TikTok app. It's okay to say, hey, go how to get 1,000 followers on Instagram, but if you're on an app on TikTok, might not be on Instagram, you might not be on YouTube, you might not be on Facebook. So I think it's just really identifying that gap, and then just really understand, well, what were the things that I was struggling with? What were the questions that I had about the account? I used to go live 2-3 hours every day and just bang out questions, what do you need help with? And just content. And for me in the early stage, it was just putting out and hoping for something to stick. And then eventually it did. And from that, it's just kind of developed, built, my knowledge is built, my experience of working one-on-one with real estate professionals, business owners, etc. is just built. And for me to then really identify what their pain points and problems are. And now the content that you see, Tristan, is very much focused on like these everyday conversations that have and struggles that people have in those coaching calls in the Facebook community that I've built as well. And it's just content to serve them. So now it performs a lot better because it's actually what we classify as that social listening aspect, where I'm listening to my audience and I'm adjusting and tweaking my content pillars and my strategy to really focus on serving them and where they currently are on their TikTok journey as well.
I love that. What did you intend to target the real estate industry, or did that just happen by chance?
Yeah, just kind of more so like of a chance. What I found it was an area that not only I was interested in, but I saw that it was an area that there was a big struggle, and there still is. Like a lot of realtors still don't understand how to really harness and use TikTok in the right way. I see so many realtors using TikTok for other realtors, attracting other realtors, which I often tell my clients, you're not there to serve other realtors. When you use the when you statement, when you finally get a close or when you have that feeling, buyers, sellers can't relate to that. So it's making that transitional shift. And I noticed that that's a niche and an area that is really struggling. Small business owners, great, they promote their products. Yes, other coaches kind of understand because they are coaching how they can best serve their audience. But with the real estate industry, I did notice that there's still that kind of confusion. So what I do is I work with them on now how we can tap into the minds of buyers, sellers, where they are on that journey, be it if they're just starting out, be it if they're close to closing, looking for properties, etc. And then really understanding, okay, how can we create content that does help serve those buyers and help attract some more of those sellers as well. So it's definitely a transition, and it's happened more so over the last 6 months. But yeah, it's, as with most things, you just start, you throw everything in, see for something to stick, and then when something does stick, you just develop and learn, and then you kind of like funnel that down into now really me drilling down and focusing on that real estate industry, be it any type of real estate professionals that I'm working with.
All right, and what have you seen with real estate, and just in regards to real estate agents, what have you seen has been the best advice you've given them that they've then taken over and said, whoa, this actually works and we're doing well with it? So what have you seen that is?
The money talks a lot on TikTok when you're talking about the most expensive or the highest value, the biggest ROIs. That's kind of worked very well in that side of things. But I think it's more, a lot of my real estate students often get, I wouldn't say, I don't think offended, but I say you are the person to sell your city. Now, who does that? Who can you think of who has that similar role within your city, within where you are? And we often think about tour guides, like tour guides, these traveling people that travel around and they know everything there is to know. And what as a buyer or a seller needs to know, they need to have that trust that you are that expert. You know your city, every pavement, every lamppost, every water tower, every door front. You know the history, you know exactly why it's that way. Because when you have that, that evokes trust. And you're like, hey, you know what you're talking about. I trust you. So it's building that trust by showcasing everything there is to know about your city. And I was having a conversation the other day, and that could be what's the weather like? What's the etiquette? What's the slang? What's the history? Who's the famous people that have lived there? What's some do's and some don'ts that you might do? What's the best sushi restaurant to go to? What's the best neighborhood for entrepreneurs? Where do you find startup spaces? Where's the best open parks for family picnics on a Saturday afternoon? And it's those little things that really you can then dive deep into the different parts of the demographics of those. The audience might be conscious about, oh great, like I want a family safe area, but not doing it in a way, as I know we're governed by different laws, regulations, the best, the worst, but the benefits. Hey, if you move here, this would be a great fit if you're a family. It's got great open park spaces. It's a small little town that's got a great donut shop if you've got a small family to take the kids. Oh, great. I can imagine myself, because it's all about that imagination. You see that when, hey, imagine yourself living in this home. You could put the sofa here. And it's like, imagine yourself living in this neighborhood. So it's taking them on that journey when they can see themselves in that house or in that neighborhood or in that street. And you could do that by showing them the neighborhood, showing them that street, and it bridges that imagination gap as well.
It's really good.
You do a lot of video replies on TikTok, which I can see here, which we've talked about that today, and it's a feature that everybody should absolutely be using, and they very often perform well. What would you say is probably one of the most common questions that gets asked to you from the real estate community about TikTok, about growing the brand, about marketing?
Versions. How can I create content that converts? Because as much as, yes, we can focus on the vanity metrics, the views, the followers, they are great and they can serve as trust. I mean, I work with a few brokers, and yes, they work as trust if you get another agent in, but more so it's how can I get them off the app? And we could do that with some of the strategies that we spoke about today in terms of like just being seen as that voice, that expert. So that is the biggest question, is how can I get this off? Now, obviously we can use call to actions in our posts. We can create what we call offer posts. You know, hey, are you looking to sell or buy in the local area? Hey, reach out to me today. They work very great. And in terms of the comment replies, Jeff, the reason why I do that is because subconsciously, when what you're doing is if you're actively engaging with people that commented before, subconsciously that actually gets people to want to comment more, ask questions. I can see that this creator is replying to questions in videos, so I get that chance to be in that spotlight. So how he might reply to me, I might get my username potentially seen by tens, if not hundreds, if not millions of people. And it's that kind of lottery factor. So it actually gets them to want to comment more. And that's why as a style, I find that to be a more successful posting style. And also, real estate professionals, is time is money, right? Time is money. So when it comes to sitting there and actually replying to a comment thoughtfully versus you're only just putting in on paper what your thoughts are in your head, get those thoughts out, because you're just building that closer connection. They're seeing your face, and the power of a face, the power of a voice on TikTok is going to increase that memorability as well. So for me, it's a lot easier to just quickly record my first response. It's increasing the touch points that people have with me when we know there's 7 to 8 touch points between when people actually see for the first time that want to take that action. So that's an increased touch point as well. And it just saves me time and having to sit there and fiddle around on my phone thinking about it. Because again, often that translation of what's going on in my head and what's going on in my thumbs is a completely different story. So I just want to get that out as quickly as I can. And that's why I choose to do that way. And it's also a great example. I've got over 670 drafts and they're all just comments that I need to go back. So I've basically got enough content to post 2 times a day for the next 335 days if my math is correct.
He's gonna surpass you, Tristan, in how often he posts.
Well, how often are you posting daily? One official post or 3?
So I schedule 30 minutes a day, and in that 30 minutes, I record anywhere from 5 to 8 posts in that 30 minutes. So what I'm always doing is making a batch creation, but in terms of myself, it's anywhere from usually 2 to 4 posts a day.
And are you creating natively in the app?
All the time, except for when I'm doing my walkthroughs or my tutorials. That's when I use an external app because it's more so for screen recording as well, and add in stickers or fancy backgrounds to evoke trust. There's certain psychological hacks that I use in my content that not many people know of, that you might not even know if you see my videos. I can point out a few now that you'd be like, that makes sense. I see that, but I need to point them out. But subconsciously, it tracks people. And when I do my screenshots, that ties into that as well, as opposed to recording and uploading a full screen. I shrink it down, and the backgrounds of my screen records actually correlates to the uniforms and the attire that I wear, as well as the colors that I use within my content as well.
And the videos that you're posting on a daily basis, do you include those responses by video as well as part of that, like 3 or 4?
Yes. So that's any piece of content. So you can classify that as like a green screen. You can do that as a tips video, comment reply. It's all classified as a video. So
perfect. Yeah. Cool, man. So what are you looking to change up in the next few months that's got you excited?
For me, it's going with, so in terms of, do you mean as in like business, personal level, or TikTok level?
TikTok level and personal level, both.
Okay. So on a TikTok level, what's getting me excited is the push to 1 million. That's really exciting because my goal is to serve and to help 1 million people. It's always been like a goal of mine. So that's on a personal level, and to continue to help more people. On the side level, it is putting everything that I know, all of my coaching, all of my training, into a do-it-yourself training course. At the moment, the only thing that I provide is a done with you service. So my one-on-one coaching program, actually we just launched the beta version of that, which was last week. So it's over 3.5 hours of recording, and that's me going through everything on how to build your audience, how to go live, how to use hashtags, how to create content pillars, how to convert and funnel people from your TikTok into external channels as well. So for me, it's actually doing a full-on rollout of that do-it-yourself program. So it is actually currently in beta at the moment, but the success, we're just kind of doing it is available. So I think Jeff has got the link. But yeah, so that's what excited me as we switch to then building a community and building more of a community, and then launching that as well. But also, doing group coaching models, getting more realtors in that community, because the only option they've got at the moment is one-on-one with myself or a do-it-yourself course. So it's rolling out to a larger scale group coaching where you can be involved in that community, work with other realtors, share ideas, share feedback and insights into your posts, and then you're building up your own referral network as well.
And you mentioned the link. They are in the chat. So make sure you're paying attention to that chat so you guys can grab these things. You can go follow, obviously, all of his pages, not just TikTok, but everywhere. And there also is a link to the do-it-yourself. And this all will be posted again on our group, Drunk on Social. Which brings me back to kind of taking us away from TikTok just for a second. You mentioned it. Nobody's really mentioned much about Facebook today, except for you. Tristan and I are big proponents of it. It's where we originate from, especially this group. We love all social media, but Facebook tends to be taking a back seat in most conversations nowadays. It's all TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, right? And we even talked about LinkedIn today over Facebook. You said you have a big Facebook group. Tell us a little bit about that and kind of why you think that's a powerful strategy, not only for yourself, but maybe for people listening.
Yeah, it's a Facebook group. At the moment, we've just got over 3,800 people. Now, I think the reason why that works very well is because we never want to be, the phrase, I'm not sure if you have it over there, is like put all your eggs in one basket, right? You need to own that data, because what's happened is, because anything can happen, especially on TikTok. If your account got shut down, where are you going to be? So you need to have something that you can fall back on. Now, for myself, I generate anywhere between 50 to 100 leads per day from TikTok, and they all funnel into a Facebook group. They all funnel into other channels as well. Because within that, I go live. I put out all of my free resources, all of my free trainings. We do growth challenges. We do accountability support groups. So I match you up with other partners that you can maintain and be accountable. So there, it's that community, because what we don't get on TikTok is as much as, yes, we can comment on other people's profiles and engage with their profiles, it's not so much that two-way conversation. It's not where you can have that person that you can kind of speak to. So having a Facebook group is great, because we can get all of these like-minded people together that share similar passions, that share similar interests, that share similar struggles, that share similar desires, and we can openly share them in a public forum. And we can introduce ourselves and we can meet people. I know how powerful some of these larger real estate groups are for the power of referrals. And my ultimate goal is to build that big referral network within a Facebook group. So it's all a big integrated TikTok, Facebook community that you can then share and share leads, share referrals, and basically benefit each other within that group as well.
Interesting. We're trying to do the opposite, Josh. So we run the largest real estate group in the world. And now we're trying to go into TikTok. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. We should have you on more often, dude. I'm surprised this is the very first time we're talking.
I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll be back if you have me.
Dude, for sure. Did we post up the link to his TikTok coaching?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And we'll do it again. Yeah, it's all in there. There's a question from Taylor, which is a good question. And they say that, and I don't want to screw this up and say she or he, so I don't want to assume. So I'm going to say they run a Facebook group with 10% of my city's population in it. 10% of their city's population in their Facebook group. It must be a smaller city, but damn, that's impressive. Who do I talk to about making that successful on, well, I'm just going to ask you the question. How do you make that successful on other platforms and actually lead capture from it? How would you answer that question?
Good question.
So here's the thing. So I can kind of let you into a brief, quick strategy here and like what I do. So when I capture a lead, so I work on a lead magnet basis in terms of I have a lead magnet on my TikTok group. On my TikTok page. Now, what you're going to find if you go and access that lead magnet, I'm not going to send it to you straight away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my Facebook group and pin it to the top of the profile. And I'm going to send you an email saying, if you want this guide, you go into my Facebook group. So I'm automatically getting 20 to 30 people added into that Facebook group every day. Kind of briefly forgot the question, but in terms of if you want to collect emails, that's one way you do it in reverse. But on the flip side of that, it's make offers. Hey, I have a free guide. I've got a lead magnet. Hey, I've got a guide, which is the 10 best places to visit, or insight into the market that's coming up, which is going to inform me the best time to sell. Here's a quick guide if you're looking to buy the best areas, or if you're looking to sell, here's 50 tips that you can use to increase the value of your home. Perhaps it's how you can navigate working with a realtor if you're nervous or have anxiety about working with a realtor for the first time. Now within that, link it to a landing page. You can do this through some examples, MailChimp, very basic. You can do it through MailerLite. You can do it through ActiveCampaign. There's various other email lead capture forms that you can use. Now within that, what you then need to do is you need to implement a nurturing campaign, which is daily emails, which is something that I will be looking at providing to my real estate students, a 30 to 180 day daily lead message or nurturing campaign that gives them tips, advice, insights from their local area that's going to help them, it's going to nurture them as well. So I would say focus on creating lead magnet content. An example would that be is, hey, I have a free 6-page guide on how you can set up your home to get the most money when looking to sell it. Who wants it? Drop a me in the comments. What you then need to do is go into those comments, personally reach out and message each of those person that said me and say, hey, here's a link so you can download it. Within that link, you just need a lead capture page, which is going to be very much simple. It's going to be a name, an email, and a phone number. From there, you can then decide how you can follow up with those people as well. But if you are on TikTok, I suggest that you take the strategy that I take. Put a lead capture page on there. Now within that, send them an automated email once they put their lead capture in, push them to the Facebook group, and it's going to increase that ecosystem and build that network off the app as well. That is one strategy. For myself, I always focus on one thing. So if you're on TikTok, what's the one thing you want people to do? If you want to get a lead, if you want to get like them to contact you, put that one thing on your profile. We often get caught up in creating these link builders, these fancy link builders with lots of distraction, affiliate links, Amazon pages, gift shops, Instagram links. Go and check out all my other socials. No, keep it basic, keep it that one thing, because it's going to avoid any confusion. So anytime people get confused, be it in content, be it in any link building softwares, that's when you lose them. And that's where you can see a big drop off when people are coming to your site or coming to your link page also.
You know what's interesting, Josh? I love that technique because we use lead pages for that. What I've also noticed is if you're looking to grow your Instagram, you just say, hey, DM me on Instagram when you're on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I'll send you a picture. You just have to have a team to do that because it gets inundated, right? Otherwise. You
do. Yeah. So there's various ways you can do it in terms of call to actions. And as you can mention, you could do it on, you could do a lead magnet post even on TikTok. If you go onto my TikTok, anyone that's listening now, go to my recent posts. I've literally just put out the most simplest video. Without checking my stats, I can always guarantee that I've got lots of emails that have been off the back of that as well. But yes, so it's a great way to build that omnipresence. And also you need to be sharing your posts on other socials. You're creating content, you're investing the time. Don't be limited on just posting it on to TikTok. Get that watermark off using apps such as like snaptic.app, Facebook Reels, Facebook Stories. Yes, Facebook does have a Reels also. Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest. I think maybe, I'm not sure what Austin was talking about. We were talking about omni-channel presence focusing. I know he's heavily focused on Pinterest as well. Put it onto a blog, send your best hits to your audience every week. Hey, I just posted this great TikTok video. I think I wanted to share it with you this week. It was really great insights into how you can, the best places to visit this weekend in Oklahoma, the best place to visit in downtown Manhattan. Where we're thinking about cultural references as well. So, dude,
what a great idea. And I'm going to share your page right now. First of all, 822,000 followers. That's insanity. But you see the click right here, the link, you click it, and then it takes you to, well, it'll take you here, open anyway. 7-step guide how to get 100K TikTok followers in less than 6 months. That's his lead magnet right there. As soon as I click it, then fill it out, and then you get the info saying, hey, go to my Facebook group. It'll be pinned there. And then it starts a whole different cycle. I love that, man. This is exactly what everybody here should be doing, whether you're in real estate or whatever business you're in. That's beautiful.
But that doesn't take you to the page. What you get after that is you get hit with a page which talks more about my one-on-one growth training, my accelerated training with lots of, if you put your name in there, if you put your email in there, you're going to get served everything that's involved within my TikTok training. This is everything, including live testimonials, video testimonials, which is the most powerful thing. If you're on TikTok, if you're selling homes, record reactions of people that you're actually handing the keys across to, because these people, you're capturing that moment of happiness. You are proving I'm selling houses. And as a buyer, as a seller, I want to be working with a realtor who is selling. Because there's so many people that aren't selling. There's so many people that are what we call the snake charmers of the world. So this just funnels you straight in. You can get on a call with me to learn if we're a good fit for my one-on-one growth accelerator program and my one-on-one.
Nice. I love that. And you're using ClickFunnels. I see that.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Awesome. Dude, that's beautiful. And who built that out, Josh? You built it or you have somebody else built it?
I work with a business coach and we built it together.
Nice. I love it. That was a complete, Jeff, I love that. The progression on that was beautiful, Josh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jacqueline asked what your Facebook group is called.
It's called TikTok Tips with Ginger Marketer. So we are going through a rebrand, but at the moment it's still TikTok Tips with Ginger Marketer. And if you do decide to go within the do-it-yourself TikTok Accelerator course, which is only $97 for the next 97 people, by the way. On top of that, you get access to the private community, which is a private group, which is a resource group where myself, my team are housed to answer any questions that you have about TikTok and to join anyone else that has gone forward and invested in that do-it-yourself. So there's actually one public group, but there's also a private group that you'll get access to if you do decide to invest in that do-it-yourself course as well.
Perfect. I'm answering questions as we go here as well. Some great questions. Amelia's saying, how do I sign up? How do we sign up for what you've got? Just go to that page.
Yeah. So 2 options. First up, if you do want to be interested to do it yourself, it's, I believe Jeff or someone in the group will share it, is thegingermarketer.com/TikTok-accelerator. That's the do it yourself. If you want me to hold your hand, if you want me to work with you and actually kind of build a strategy, build your content pillages, actually look at every single post that you put on TikTok, tell you exactly how you can take all of this training and apply it to your own personal account. The best way, Tristan, is probably for people to go to my TikTok profile, download that free guide, go to the next page, exactly what you just shown on your screen today. And then from there, you can schedule in a call with myself and we can see if we're a good fit for my one-on-one coaching.
Dude, I hope a few of you who are listening in do that, because
I hope so too.
This is an amazing opportunity to be able to do this. And Joshua's going to get full, so he doesn't have time for all of you. So jump in early.
And I do only work with 10 active real estate students at any time. So at the moment, we've got 7. So I've opened up 3 spots this week. But as you did mention, Tristan, because it is an 8-week coaching program, that usually means that spots are filled up. So if those 3 people decided today to schedule in that call, chances are not only tomorrow, maybe Thursday, those spots will be filled back up, and I might not be open any until about March, April, when I take on the next 10 students.
And does it last for a month with you? 2 months? What does that look like?
2 months, 2 months, one-on-one coaching.
Nice. I love that. Jeff, I signed you up.
Well, the funny thing is the thing that Joshua doesn't know about us is we helped London grow by 4 million followers on TikTok. So you better believe we're going to fill those 3 spots.
That's so good. Josh, you in London should totally talk. You guys would.
Wait, I see, yeah. Because I'm trying to think, like, who's London? But then I just realized.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're that makes sense, actually. It's confusing.
Keep an eye. Oh, yeah, true, that too. Keep an eye on the chat. In is putting the links to everything in there, so you can go grab any of that. So I see some questions about the coaching link and how to access certain things. All the links are there. Go get into the thing about funnels is a lot of times, like, I think we look at it from a negative connotation, but when it comes to guys like this, like, I'm like, how do I get in that funnel? Put me in his web. I want to get that stuff, and I think a lot of you should as well, because clearly, dude, you're crushing it, man. I'm so glad we got to meet you.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got an email from him. This way you guys can see what's going on. All right, here it is. It says, hey, Tristan, tap here to join the group now. So
I'm impressed that you're doing this while we're talking to you, Josh. It's very impressive.
Here we go. And then, yes, I want to join the group. That's me. Yep. And now you can accept me and be like, required. The group is for coaches. Okay, yes.
That answers a question that Mila just put in there as well. This is not just for real estate agents.
But what you'll find is that come tomorrow, you're going to get a message from my team mentioning, hey, you put your hand up, you need some personalized support. What I'm going to follow do is I will wait. I don't want to ruin the surprise. That's the thing.
Yeah, don't ruin the surprise. I got it. I'm this far in. Hopefully people are following along too.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Thank you so much. Jeff, any questions that we missed?
Gosh, I think we could keep talking to him for a hell of a lot longer. So we probably should stop here so we have more excuses to bring him back.
I definitely want you to come back, Josh.
How often are you in the States?
Well, I'm not actually in the States. So
How often?
Not very often at all. But I'd love to come back. What I'd love to do, especially next time, is really dive deep into any questions that people had, especially around TikTok, be it posting template strategies, how to use the app as well. That's the area of expertise that I do help with. With that said, obviously, I have a lot on my profile. If anyone's here who's gone under the profile, how to use hashtags, the right hashtags to use, etc. Most of it is on there. But yeah, I'd love to come back if you guys will have me. I'd love to come to the States. I'd love to be more present over in the States. A lot of my audience is over there. So yeah, any chance that I can get, I'd love to kind of come across the pond, as they say.
Dude,
What's the best platform if somebody didn't get their question answered and they want to reach out to you and send you a DM? What's the best way to do that?
The best way would be to drop me a personal message. So it's josh@thegingermarketer.com. Make sure that if you ever kind of setting up an email address, you have your name, not @gmail.com. Just a quick tip there for anyone that is watching. If not, go into the Facebook group, tag me. So just whenever you go into the Facebook group, if you joined, if you've tried to get into it today, I'm going to go after this call and accept some people into that. Put @Joshua Moore or @GingerMarketer. Tag me in your question. What I'll do is I'll loop back tomorrow and I'll go and answer some of those personalized questions, and I'll actively personally reply to that question within that group as well.
And look, if you forgot everything, didn't pay attention, just go to his TikTok, click on the link, and then just follow that.
Yep.
Super easy.
Yep.
Super easy.
And for the 12,000th time, this is being recorded. You will be able to find replays. We're going to repurpose this in a bunch of different places. So go follow the Drunk on Social Facebook group. We're going to make sure Josh gets in there as well, and hopefully maybe even becomes a contributor and shares some tips and stuff. We're going to see more of Josh. We'll have Josh on our podcast and gosh, everywhere else that we can. We appreciate you being here today, man. What time is it over there?
It's currently 8:51 p.m. So yeah, it's dinner and relax with the dog time right now.
All right, let's go, man. It's tea time, bro.
It is. It's tea time with the biscuits, indeed.
I love it. Josh, thanks for being on, buddy.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good rest of the day.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.